You pull into a parking lot and smile because the sign says free. No meter, no ticket machine, no guy in a neon vest staring at your soul. And your brain immediately files this as a win. But free parking is never really free. Someone already paid for that rectangle before you even turned the wheel. And the wild part is that person might have been you. This is not a story about cars. It is a story about land, money, incentives, and a pricing trick so smooth that most people never notice it. A parking space looks empty. Economically, it is a tiny piece of real estate dressed up as asphalt. In 1990, a nationwide transportation survey found that parking was free for about 99% of automobile trips in the United States. That sounds like generosity. It is usually just clever cost shifting. Because when the gate does not charge you, the bill often moves into rent, grocery prices, taxes, or the cost of a home. So if free parking feels like a gift, keep watching. By the end, you will know who is really holding the receipt. Imagine a developer building 200 apartments with one parking space per unit. A surface space can cost around $10,000 to build. An above-ground garage space can cost around $24,000. An underground space can climb past $34,000. Do the math, and parking alone can add millions before a single tenant unpacks a box. The space doesn't send you an invoice. It just hides inside the building like a roommate who never pays rent but somehow eats all your snacks. This is where the illusion gets good. The developer recovers the cost through higher rent. The mall recovers it through store prices. The city recovers it through taxes, fees, or land that never becomes housing, parks, or businesses. So free parking is less like a gift card and more like a group dinner where one person orders the steak and everyone splits the bill. You may not drive. You may not park. You may not even like cars. And you can still help pay for the concrete.
Economist Donald Shoup spent decades pointing this out in his work on the high cost of free parking. His big idea was painfully simple. When parking has a separate price, drivers can see it. When parking is bundled into everything else, the subsidy becomes invisible. It is the same energy as a free phone plan that somehow makes your bill mysteriously higher every month. You did not buy the parking. You just bought the lifestyle that included the parking. And here is a detail most people miss. Bundled garage parking has been estimated to cost renters about $1,700 a year. That is roughly $142 every month for a space that may sit empty half the week.
If you do not drive, congratulations. You may be paying for a concrete subscription you never asked for. Before you get mad at drivers, hold on. Parking can be useful and helps families, workers, customers, people with disabilities, and towns without strong public transit. The problem is not that parking has value. The problem is pretending the value has no price. They say tough guys don't beg, but I'm about to make an exception. Hit the subscribe and like buttons before my emotional support parking meter starts blinking. I would really appreciate it. Now, back to the hidden bill behind free parking.
A lot of free parking does not appear by accident. It appears because of minimum parking requirements. These are zoning rules that tell developers how many spaces a building must include, whether residents need them or not. The official goal is usually less congestion and more convenience. The unofficial result can be more expensive housing and more driving. In one analysis of Seattle, parking requirements forced developers to spend about $10,000 to $14,000 per dwelling on unused parking. That money does not evaporate. It gets baked into the project. Then the project gets baked into rent. Then the rent gets baked into your monthly budget. And suddenly the free lot outside is financed by the apartment upstairs. This creates a loop that would make any economist blush. More parking can encourage more driving. More driving creates more demand for parking. More demand pushes cities to require even more parking. It is like buying a bigger closet because your clothes will not fit, than buying more clothes because the closet looks empty.
Some people quietly treat free parking like a civic birthright. Others treat paid parking like a personal attack. Both reactions make sense. One side is protecting convenience. The other side is protecting the people who never use the space but still help fund it. And if you want a slightly unhinged theory, free parking is one of the most successful mass illusions in modern cities. Not because of a secret cabal of asphalt billionaires, but because the cost is designed to stay off stage while the benefit stays center stage. The magic trick works best when nobody looks at the receipt. Now flip the camera, because when parking is not free, it becomes a full business model. Operators can sell the same space by the hour, by the day, by the month, and by the event. A commuter can pay in the morning, a concert crowd can pay at night, a reservation app can take a cut in between. One rectangle, multiple customers. That is not just parking. That is inventory management with paint lines. The product is not asphalt. The product is temporary access to scarce land at the exact moment demand peaks. That is why a space next to a stadium can outperform a space next to an empty field, even if both are the same size. The concrete did not change. The urgency did. Cities face the same choice as private operators. They can keep parking free and hide the cost in housing, commerce, and taxes, or they can charge directly and make drivers angry at the meter. Neither path is painless. One creates visible rage. The other creates invisible subsidies. And that is the final twist. The most expensive parking is often the kind labeled free, because free means the negotiation already happened without you. So the next time you park for free, remember to ask, who secretly paid for this space? Was it the driver, the renter, the shopper, the taxpayer, or the poor person who does not even own a car? Drop your answer in the comments and tell me whether free parking is actually a benefit or just a bill wearing sunglasses. If this video made you question every empty parking lot you see, hit like before the algorithm charges you a hidden engagement fee. Subscribe to Hidden Profit Code for more stories about the money hiding behind ordinary things. Until next time, keep following the money. And please do not fight the parking meter. It has a business model, and possibly a lawyer.